Blog Talk Radio.
Oh, it's time to get real. Oh, yeah. It's a new experience. Reality, spirituality. Yeah, keep your ears open for this one now. Reality, spirituality. You got a question for RLN? Reality, spirituality. Yeah, it's time to get some answers, baby. Reality, spirituality. Oh, now we get real.
Time to get real, and welcome everyone. Welcome to Reality Spirituality. I am your host, Rebecca Lynn Norrington, and thank you for listening. Thank you for taking out time in your day to listen to Reality Spirituality. What is Reality Spirituality? I get that question all the time. Well, lucky for you, I have the answer. Reality Spirituality is a term that I use that dissects our everyday life experiences down to the least common denominator to determine why we aren't as happy as we could be. Now, when I say happy, I'm not talking about skipping and jumping through the fields and la-di-da-di. That's actually a part of it, but the happiness I'm talking about comes from within. The happiness I'm speaking of is an internal happiness, and it's your foundation. And when you have this foundation, when you have this solid rock, if you will, when you have this connection, or when you're able to know how to have this connection, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what's going on in your day. It doesn't matter what happens to you. It doesn't matter what anybody says to you. It doesn't matter who's in the room. It doesn't matter who's not in the room, because it's like this light, this fire, this strongest, the core of who you are is rooted deep and connected to the highest source of energy. I say universe, some people say God, some people say Buddha, some people say higher power. And let me say something for my atheist friends, because believe me, I love you too. This isn't about, is there a God, is there not a God? No. This show is for you too. Because this show, Reality Spirituality, really focuses on the highest source of energy and focuses on energy. And even my sweet, wonderful, loving, lovely atheist friends, you cannot deny that everything is energy. We are all energy. Everything is made up of energy. So this is for you. You can't deny energy unless you really want to. But everything is made up of energy, and all energy can be measured. And all energy vibrates. Let me just kind of back it up a little bit. All energy vibrates at a specific frequency. And so one way to measure energy is by its vibration. And so all energy vibrates at a specific frequency, and Reality Spirituality, this show is about that frequency. This show is about the vibration and how to maintain that vibration. You can feel when you're sad, and you can feel when you are happy. You can feel when you're excited, and you can feel when you're depressed. All of those feelings have a specific vibration attached to them, not attached to them, but they vibrate. at a specific level. So this show is all about raising your vibration, maintaining your vibration, and staying there regardless of what happens. And I'm here to help you and give you information as to how. Now, you are welcome to call in. This is a live show every Sunday, and you can call in. The number is 646-564-9619. 646-564-9619. Please call in if you'd like to chat, comment, have questions about what's going on in your life. I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Before we go on with the show, I want to thank all of you for the emails. And in fact, the website is up. You can find me at www.RebeccaNorrington.com. And you can also find Reality Spirituality. We have a new, Facebook page. Reality Spirituality has a Facebook page. I have a Facebook page, but now the show has a Facebook page. We are huge. So please go to Reality Spirituality and like the Facebook page. Today's topic. I have to say I've been doing a lot of guest interviews, and I love it because it's fun to meet so many like-minded people. See, we are all, I like to say that we are all as different as our fingerprints, which we are. And it's that difference, it's that contrast, that wonderful contrast that we come together and learn to embrace and learn to accept each other's differences. And open arms. I don't care if you're difficult, if you're negative person, blaming. It doesn't matter. I didn't even want to use those labels. But it's about embracing this journey, embracing this life. I was asked a question a couple of days ago, or maybe it was yesterday, about what do you do when you have negative people in your life? Great question. And believe me, negative people in my life, number one, I would go to war with them. I would have conflicts with people that I didn't get along with. I mean, just words, actions, snubs. Oh, come on, the list is endless. And when I started this path, when I really got serious, and when I say got serious, really committed myself to discovering and wanting this internal happiness and this internal contentment more than I wanted anything else on the planet, more than I wanted anything else, I began to evolve in how I dealt with or communicated with these people that rubbed me the wrong way. And it's interesting, the evolution, because one of the first things I remember doing is just avoiding. You know, you're negative, I'm avoiding you. You're not like me. You're not what I'm about positivity. You're not. You don't exist. That's one way. And then there's the other way of, but see, with that way of you don't exist, you're really actually resisting. You're resisting reality. And anytime you resist reality, that subtracts from your internal happiness. It actually subtracts when you resist anything. So that worked for a while. I don't even know how long, but it worked for a long time. Me just avoiding people that I didn't, it just didn't mix with my energy. And then I got to another place. And when I say got to, believe me, it was all a journey. It's one step after another, a very slow journey of learning to, okay, this person is not mixing with me or this person irritates me for what reason? Why? This is the real crazy part. I really did not want to accept this one. Whatever I found, and I'm not going to speak to you because this is my journey, but listen up. Whatever I found that I didn't like in anybody else, whatever I found annoyed me, whatever I found irritated me, whatever I found I could not stand in the other person, guess what? I had that same trait. What? I was just like the person I couldn't stand. There was a part of me. For instance, if I said, "Oh, they're stupid, they're lazy," I'm using these words. They're stupid, they're lazy, they're ignorant, they're inconsiderate, they're rude, whatever. They're cheap. Oh my goodness, I did not like cheap people. Woo! I'm just having a flashback. I would label all of. I would actually have conversations with myself why I didn't like someone. Long conversations. And then guess what? I found out that, oh boy, it didn't feel good. You mean I have that same trait that they have, the people I don't like? Impossible. But see, I only recognize what I have inside. If I don't have it, how can I recognize it? If I don't have a little bit of it, how do I even know what that is? How do I even know what that looks like? So that's another level that I struggle through. And finally accept it. Then you get to really thinking, really going deep and wanting to discover why these people were angry, or why these people were moody, or why these people were cheap, whatever you want to say. And you really don't have to. I don't know. I've always wanted to know why. So then when you kind of take yourself, when I took myself out of it, and even though I couldn't, try to put myself into their shoes, look through their eyes, which is impossible to do. There are reasons why someone is grumpy or moody or cheap or inconsiderate or racist or whatever you want to call it. There's reasons why, deep-seated reasons. And guess what? These people are doing the best that they can. I was doing the best that I could. Still am. So these people are really doing the best that they can. They don't know anything else. They don't know any other way other than to be mean or rude or judgmental or critical. They really don't. Because if they did know a different way, they would do. If you know different, then you do different. Write that down. If you know different, you're going to do different. So now I'm developing this insight and this compassion, maybe a little compassion for the people I couldn't stand. it's interesting because everyone that's in my life, from the people I know to the bus driver, to the taxi driver, to the cashier, the grocery market, to the person walking on the street. We are all connected. We're all made from the same. This is my show. We're all made from the same shit. We're all made from the same universal ingredients. So now I gradually started feeling it's compassion is more, it's even more than that, an acceptance, because honestly compassion is not universal. The universe has no compassion for anybody or anything or any event. Just look what's going on. Tsunamis, tornadoes, starvation, wars. It happens. The universe, because if the universe had compassion, then please, they would definitely change it. I mean, look in the animal kingdom. I've said this before. I love this example. You know, you have the penguins that have more than one baby penguin. Well, the strongest one survives, and the mother just turns her head to the poor little scrawny penguin, and the little scrawny penguin is penguin food for someone else. The lion eating their own cubs, the father eating the male cubs, or killing the male cubs, not eating but killing the male cubs. But so there is no compassion. That's just my opinion. Let me get back on the point. So it's more than compassion that I start having for these people. It was, and when I say these people, I say it with love. I don't say these people. These people. It's more than a compassion. It's an acceptance. And it's a total acceptance of who they are and what they are. And then I had to let go of taking whatever they did or whatever they didn't do personally. It's not personal. This is the best that these people, this is the best thing. They're doing their best. Let's go back to, I love having a young toddler, a baby is in his crib. He's standing up and screaming and yelling and screaming and yelling, and it's not personal. So one key component of accepting and allowing people in your life that maybe you used to avoid or didn't like or didn't associate with or whatever, is knowing that the way they're behaving and who they are towards you, it's not personal. And then there's another level. So we went from resisting, we went to they're doing their best, we went through to it's not personal, and then there's another level of accepting. And the other level is actually embracing and loving these people exactly the way they are. Because that's what the universe does. Accepts and loves exactly the way they are. That was a tough one. Still working on it. And that goes for everyone. You can't pick and choose. Well, you can't pick and choose, but when you pick and choose, you're actually, again, subtracting from your happiness. And I've gotten to a point where the only thing, when I realize that I'm subtracting from my happiness, I'm off that train. I'm off that road. I am make a U-turn and get right back on what is going to add to my happiness, because I'm going to be honest. I'm a little selfish when it comes to that. I am not going to let any event, any person, any circumstance, any situation subtract from my happiness. If I have something to say about it, and that's the key. I do have something to say about it. I have the power. And I alone have the power to maintain and sustain my happiness. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we are going to come back to the show. And when we come back, I am going to give you foundation for this internal core that just grows inside, nothing to do with the outside. And I'm also going to come back and give you some really quick tips on what subtracts from happiness. Specific tips, what subtracts from happiness. Come back. You're listening to Rebecca Lynn Norrington, and this is Reality Spirituality.
Yeah. Oh, it's time to get real. Oh, yeah. It's a new experience. Yeah, keep your ears open for this one now. You got a question for RLN? Yeah, it's time to get some answers, baby. Oh, now we get real. Yeah, time to get down. Yeah, you're gonna feel good now. Real good. Now, that's what I'm talking about. Time to get real.
Time to get real, and welcome back to Reality Spirituality. Thank you so much for listening. Now, before I give you the tips and before I give you actions, behaviors that actually subtract from your happiness, I want to make sure that you and I are on the same page. Again, please feel free to call in if you'd like with your issues, your comments, your questions about what's going on in your life. 646-564-9619, 646-564-9619. You know, we all, what do we all have in common? There's a few things, but there's really one main thing that we all, every single person, every human being, in my opinion, has in common. We all want to feel good. We are searching. We are seeking. We want to feel good, and we want to be loved unconditionally. Now let's go back to this feeling good thing. Feeling good. So we get married to feel we have a partner for life. We set goals to accomplish so we can feel good about our accomplishments. The Fortune 500 companies, you know, they weren't just They just didn't come up. People are driven to achieve something. You have to do something to feel good. Find something. Hook up, get married, have a boyfriend, write a book. And see, now let's back it up a little bit. Some people take drugs to feel good. Now, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with any of that. I'm really not. What I'm trying to say is that we all have this desire, longing. While we're here, we want to feel good. If I won the lottery, I would feel great. And that's what that's what this show, Reality Spirituality, is about. Feeling good is what drives all of us. My opinion, of course, it's what drives all of us. And then we think we know what's going to make us feel good, and then we go after it. So we think we know, let's see, if I have this house, if I purchase this house on the lake with the boat, I'm going to feel great. And we sign up for online dating services. I got to find my significant other. Where's my soulmate? Oh, when I find my soulmate, I'm going to feel great. I'm going to be complete. Oh, when I have the family, yes, I want a family, and that's going to make me feel great. Well, again, there's nothing wrong with that. But what if, which there's millions and millions of documentation that people achieve what they've always wanted to achieve. Say it's financial freedom, and they have financial freedom. They don't have to worry about paying for bills. They can do whatever they want on any given day, financial freedom, and guess what? They're still not happy. So everyone that thinks that money is going to make you happy, I know you've heard it before, but you've also heard thousands and thousands of very wealthy people not only saying it, but acting like they're not happy. So we know money isn't it. Happiness does come from within. And this happiness has a core foundation. And it can only be maintained and sustained from within. That's the kind of happiness I'm talking about. And you can only when you're connected, in other words, when you plug in, you actually plug in with your plug-in plugger to the universe, can you feel this foundation, this internal happiness, this internal contentment. Now, external happiness, I have a question for you. So you say, you know what? Yes, I'm going to be happy if I win the lottery. That's going to make it, listen, $500 million. But what happens the next day if by some horrible disaster your family is killed? You still going to be happy? See, that's what this show is about. I see I have a caller, and I am going to ask you to come on the air with me if you'd like. Hold on. Technical difficulties. Oh, it doesn't want to come on there, which is okay. Let's get back to this happiness. Now, there is a foundation that I'm having a problem hearing. Hold on a second. We're going to go to a quick 10-second break, and I'm going to come back and get this technical problem solved. Hold on with me. You're listening to Reality Spirituality with Rebecca Lynn Norrington. Hold on.
Oh, it's time to get real. Oh, yeah. It's a new experience.
Okay. Would you like to be on the air with me?
Sure.
What is your name?
It's Jay Clem from Canada. Good morning to you.
Good morning. Jay, you said?
Yes, it is.
Good morning, Jay. Do you have any comments or questions about what's going on in your life?
Sure. I like the topic, actually, so I'm just going to chime in here on that.
Okay. Well, let me go on. No, go ahead.
Are we on right now?
Yes, we are.
Oh, gee whiz. Well,
yeah,
I'm going like the 10-second break. I'm going like, oh, okay. And sometimes some people. Anyhow, it's great to be part of your show, and thanks on this wonderful topic you're talking about happiness. Actually, just recently I just watched a movie called The Happy Movie. It's really an eye opener, and interesting about happiness is that one thing I found about happiness, through our lives, is about community and friends. Just being with people and sharing.
Oh yeah.
Like me over phone or face to face. I think that's one of the keys of happiness. But also it's about the practice of happiness, whether it's on a moment by moment basis or just do some sort of some type of meditation. I always go to meditation now as one way to sustain the happiness.
It's interesting that you're saying that because the happiness that I'm talking about is an internal happiness, and it really is about your relationship. It's a personal relationship, not just you, but everyone. It's a personal relationship with the universe. It's your personal relationship, and we all have the ability to connect with the higher source, with the universe. And when you're connected, you can only feel one way. There's only one way to feel, and that's great, and that's joy and bliss. And when you're disconnected, you can also feel that. But do you have anything specific that's going on in your life that you would need to talk about, that maybe you're not as happy? Or if you want to share or not, it's totally up to you.
Not right now. I'm just
okay.
Right now, I'm just taking it cozy right now.
Okay, perfect.
Know what's up, but the thing is that it's really interesting, listening to people talk about happiness too and sharing.
Okay, good. I'm so glad that you're a part of the show, and I am going to go on with the topic. One of the things that I have found, let's say this, it's a foundation. Where when you're building a house, you have to have this solid foundation. It's the same thing with developing this new skill, the skill of actively maintaining and sustaining this internal happiness. And number one, you have to be committed. Now, I don't mean committed to an insane asylum. I mean you have to be committed to wanting happiness more than anything else. I'm going to give you a really, really quick example, which I love. I love to tell this example. So you're alone, you live alone, and it's 3:00 in the morning, 3:00 at night, and you're in the bed, and a stranger breaks in with the intent to burglarize your home. You have no idea a stranger is rummaging through your home, picking up all of your valuable items, and of course they're going to come into the bedroom because that's where you keep all of the jewelry. That's where you keep your stash of money between the mattress. And so you're sleeping, but you kind of feel something's not right. You open your eyes to see this dark looming shadow right over you. And this shadow knows that you're awake now, and they've got to do something to silence you. And this person grabs a pillow from behind your head and slams it down on your face and attempts to just smother the life out of you. And now you're wrestling. Now you've been awakened. Your hands are flailing. You're trying to fight this person off. You need to breathe. You need to live. And they are struggling to snuff the life out of you. Now, of course, that's just a hypothetical. It's not really happening. But you can feel going through that. You can feel how much you want to breathe in that situation, struggling to breathe. You, more than anything, you want to breathe and you want to live. One of the biggest foundations is having that commitment to being happy. Just as strong as you want it to breathe, you have to commit. You don't have to commit, but it really works better if you do commit to being happy regardless. You have to commit to being happy just like you want it to breathe. So that's number one. Number two, that's number one in the foundation. And number two, And you know, I tell this story because I was explaining this to a relative of mine a couple of years ago, and he actually looked at me and he said, "I don't want to be happy that bad," and that's okay. But no, it is a commitment for me. The second thing in this foundation is there are two ways to live: consciously and unconsciously. Now, the majority of my life was spent in an unconscious state. I was reacting habitually. I was reacting, behaving, speaking what I was used to, habit and also conditioned. I mean, someone stepped on my toe, I would be pissed off. So it was a more of a conditioned, habitual way of living. When you commit to this being happy internally, you shift being unconscious, living unconscious, to conscious living. Jay was just saying that he likes to meditate. Well, that's a conscious choice. It's a conscious choice to do something to create more peace or more calmness or more happiness in his life. So we start making more conscious choices. And when you're conscious, you actually have more of a variety of choices to make. When you're unconscious, you can only do one thing. Do what you did yesterday, what you did 5 years ago, 10 years ago. If you're still acting and reacting the same way you did a year ago, then basically you're doing this habitual, unconscious living. So the other really important tool is to consciously live, speak, behave. And it takes practice. It doesn't happen overnight. Patience. And the third thing I would like to say that is foundational I had to develop and know without a shadow of a doubt. You know how you know the sun's going to come up in the morning and the moon's going to come up in the evening. You know how you know these things. There's no doubt. So I had to trust, develop this universal trust, this unwavering trust, this trust that cannot be, the trust that the sun is going to come up every day and the moon is going to shine in the evening and the sun is going to shine in the morning. we don't even have to trust that. We already know. But to develop that trust that everything that happens to us is in order. And everything that happens to us is for our betterment. Everything, even the things we don't like happening, even the things we don't want to happen, even the things it doesn't feel good happening. Everything that happens is here for our betterment. All it is we have to discover what is the lesson? What is good about this? What is good about losing your house? What is good about going bankrupt? What is good about health issues? What is good about death? What? Someone in your family dying, what's good about that? See, we're all taught to find out what's wrong, but we're going to be switching this up. We're going to be switching this up to start looking for what's right. And those foundational elements, you have to be committed. You live more consciously than unconsciously, and in fact, you start developing this living consciously. You're going to be living consciously, oh my goodness, 90% of your day. And then trusting that everything is in order. You know, I cannot believe that this show is coming to a close. I want to, gee whiz, I have so much more to say. Well, you're going to have to come back and listen next Sunday. This is all the time we have, but I want to thank you for listening. You can email me at info@RebeccaNorrington.com, info, I-N-F-O, at Rebecca Norrington, RebeccaNorrington.com. And if you like more information on the coaching programs that I offer, please visit my website at www.RebeccaNorrington.com and go to the private session tabs. Also, go to and like Reality Spirituality's new Facebook page. Yay! So until next time, remember, one of your greatest gifts from the universe is your ability to choose. In any situation, in any circumstance, or in any relationship, you and you alone can choose how you want to react and how you want to feel. Now that you know how powerful you really are, you can really begin choosing how you're going to spend the precious moments of this lifetime. Happiness is a choice. Happiness is a choice. You've been listening to Reality Spirituality with Rebecca Lynn Norrington, signing off until next time. Reality Spirituality. Thanks for listening.
Oh, it's time to get real. Oh, yeah. It's a new experience. Reality Spirituality. Yeah, keep your ears open for this one now. Spirituality. You got a question for RLN? Reality Spirituality. Yeah, it's time to get some answers, baby. Reality Spirituality. Oh, now we get real. Reality Spirituality. Yeah, it's time to get down. Reality Spirituality. Yeah, you gonna feel good now. Real good. Now, that's what I'm talking about. Time to get